Prologue to the third edition. The first edition of these posthumous memoirs of Brás Cubas was published in fragments in Revista Brasileira around the year 1880. Later, when compiled into a book, I revised the text in several places. Now, having had to review it for the third edition, I have made further corrections and removed 2 or 3 dozen lines. Thus revised, this work, which seems to have found some favor with the public once, again comes to light. Capistrano de Abreu, upon announcing the book's publication, asked, "Are the posthumous memoirs of Brás Cubas a novel?" Machado Soares, in a letter he wrote to me at the time, kindly recalled travels in my homeland. To the first, the late Brás Cubas had already responded, as the reader has seen and will see in his prologue which follows, that it both is and isn't a novel to some, not to others. As for the second, the departed author explained, "This is a diffuse work, in which I, Brás Cubas, if I adopted the free-form style of a Sterne or a Xavier de Maistre, do not know whether I infused it with certain grumblings of pessimism. All these figures traveled. Xavier de Maistre around his room, Garrett through his homeland, Sterne in foreign lands. Of Brás Cubas, one might say he traveled through life itself. What makes my Brás Cubas a unique author is what he calls grumblings of pessimism. Beneath this book's seemingly cheerful surface lies a bitter, harsh sentiment, far removed from its models. It is a goblet that may bear the embellishments of the same school, yet it holds a different wine. I shall say no more, so as not to critique a dead man who painted himself and others as he saw fit and true." Machado de Assis. To the reader, that Stendhal confessed to having written one of his books for 100 readers is something both admirable and disheartening. What is neither admirable nor likely to be disheartening is if this other book fails to find Stendhal's 100 readers are 50, or 20, or at most 10. 10? Perhaps 5. Indeed, this is a diffuse work in which I, Brás Cubas, if I have adopted the free-form style of a Sterne or a Xavier de Maistre, do not know whether I have infused it with certain grumblings of pessimism. Perhaps a work of a dead man. I wrote it with the pen of mockery and the ink of melancholy, and it is not hard to foresee what might emerge from such a union. Moreover, serious people will find in this book an appearance of pure fiction, while frivolous people will not find their usual kind of novel. Thus, it is left deprived of the esteem of the serious and the love of the frivolous great pillars of public opinion. Yet I still hope to win the sympathies of opinion, and the first remedy is to avoid an explicit and lengthy prologue. The best prologue is the one that says the least, or expresses itself in an obscure and fragmented way. Consequently, I shall refrain from recounting the extraordinary process by which I composed these memoirs, written here in the other world. It would be curious, but excessively long, and besides, unnecessary for understanding the work. The work itself is everything. If it pleases you, discerning reader, then I am rewarded for my effort. If it does not, I reward you with a flick of the finger farewell. Brás Cubas,